My goal today is to definitely plant the daffodils, and it's a beautiful day here in my New England garden. It is about in the 70s, and I have these daffodils that I'm going to place in the lane, which I call daffodil lane, in the spring. And these are yellow trumpet daffodils bulbs, and I think they're going to look really good there. Then I have these tulip pink purple pride mix, which is going to go in the front garden. And then this red impression, I believe that I'm going to be putting these, spotting them around the garden in different locations, because in the back here, in the back gardens or back beds, I have a lot of red tulips, and it really pops in the garden in spring. So I'm going to see how much I can get done and just try and stay focused on planting them in. I have to say that this bouquet that I made on Wednesday, and today's Friday, is looking very, very good. And the rose, my rose here, which is the mother pearl rose, it is looking just so beautiful in this bouquet, and I just wanted to show it off. This bouquet is looking so good for the first day in November, and it's out here on the deck, and it's looking so pretty. I just love the floral arrangement, and I'm just enjoying the last of these warm days here in fall. I cutted out the daffodil bulbs, and out of the 35 bulbs, I have 30 bulbs here that are viable. And so I'm going to get them in the ground as soon as possible. I think it was partly my fault why they ended up rotting, because I just had them laying around there instead of putting them in the ground like I was supposed to. So, you know, that's what it is. That's what it is. But now we're going to just go ahead and take it down to that area and get these in the ground. Now, I'm not going to add any bulb fertilizer because I don't have any. So I'm just hoping that, well, they say that the bulbs will bloom this year without sprinkling any fertilizer on them, and that they will come up because all of the energy is in the bulb. So I'm hoping that that is true, and usually that is true, so we should have some success. So on this beautiful day, I'm going to take these bulbs and we're going to go into the garden. Yep, here we go, my gloves and everything. I'm going to show you where I want to place the bulbs. Okay, so back there by the hydrangeas that are looking so pitiful, we're going to go back there and put the bulbs there, and that's what I call daffodil lane. In the spring, the hydrangeas do not have any leaves on them at the early time in spring, and so there's really no color back there. So it's good to have the daffodils coming up, and it begins the whole experience of the garden here at Catherine's Garden and Home. So I'm headed down there, and I'm going to place them here in the ground back here. And my husband had already raked out the space, and it rained. It rained the day before, so the ground is moist and not dry, which I was really looking forward to. We've been getting a lot of dry weather here, and so it's actually in a good position right now for me to dig holes in it, because this space has been cleared. And I don't know if you noticed that we had our hostas here. The hostas were here, and they came up, but they've been cut back. Yeah, my husband cut back the hosta, so it will be easy to just put them in. And because I have about 30 bulbs, I'm going to make 6 holes and put 5 bulbs in each hole. And that should be really good, because you want to bunch them together. You don't want to have single bulbs, which will look, not as pretty. You want a more full impact. So it's better to have the bulbs in groups of 3 or 5 in odd numbers, and it will look really pretty. Something like that. The directions are pretty simple for digging these daffodils in. And here on the back it says, 1, dig a hole to the required depth. 2, drop set bulbs firmly into place. 3, done, replace soil covering bulbs. So that's very simple, very easy to do. It says, plant in large groups in garden beds, borders, around trees, along driveways, decks and patios. To plant a large quantity of bulbs in one bed, excavate the entire area to the recommended depth, work in fertilizer into the bottom of the trench, set out bulbs, and then cover bulbs all at once. Well, I don't have, as I said, any fertilizer. It says water well after planting and during dry periods, mulch in extreme climates. So we're going to just put it in, and then I'll water them in really well. I've already dug one of the holes here, and what I'm going to do is just place it in. I ran into one of the bulbs. That's the other thing. Because I planted bulbs in this space before, I might run into a bulb, but I think it will be fine. So I placed the bulbs in, and I put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bulbs, but this one has an extra one with it, but that's okay. So they'll be nice and tight, and they will come up together as a cluster. So now I'm going to just cover the hole and just continue the rest of the way down with at least 6 different holes, like this one. I finished planted in the bulbs, and I actually decided to space them out a little bit more. So I put the first one, I put 5 bulbs in that one. The next one I put 5 bulbs, and then the others I put 3 bulbs or 4 bulbs. And the reason why is because of the fact that they had 2 coming out of the one. It was such a really great bulb that it had other, had an extension to it. So I reached this hydrangea right here. So that's as far as I got. But that's good enough, because I'll be able to see it from the deck and from the kitchen window before it gets blocked by the tree. And so they're in. So now what I need to do is to water them in and just, call it a day. The thing is that we may mulch them over with leaves, because as you can see, we have a lot of leaves here. So And there are many leaves still up in the trees. So we can have mulch. We can have our own mulch here to cover these daffodils. So I have one task down, and I have 2 more bags of tulips to put in the ground. I think I'm just going to work on the ones in the top garden there and see if I can put them in really quick because there are only a few bulbs. And then the red tulips I want to put around here in these beds. So I'm waiting. I'll wait until we really clean out the beds, and that way I can really see what I'm doing. I just wanted you to see that my caladiums are done and in this bed, and you can see that the impatiens are still going strong here, but the caladiums definitely are done. So I'm going to be pulling out these pots, and I just placed them in pots, and they did such a great job here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to save the balls because I don't know, it's a little difficult, but we'll see what we can do. But they really did well and was worth the time and effort to put them together. I think this method of giving them their own little pot like this is a good thing to do because one, I was able to water them directly and they stayed warm and snug, and I think they like to be snug. And now it's easy to retrieve them from the garden because they're all together like that. In this tulip pink and purple pride mix, there are 25 per pack. And so I can do the same thing, the same idea is to group them in 5s and put them throughout the front garden. So let's go up there and do that. Here in this space, there are tulips already in the ground from last year and also alliums, and it's a little bit more thicker than other parts of the garden. I know that right in this area I had more or less the purple ones, and then over in this area I had the alliums, a lot of alliums, and so it's a matter of trying to avoid digging up the bulbs that are already there. And you can also see that the bee balm is starting to return, or growing leaves. Here we kind of mowed it down and they are reshooting because you know, the roots are in the ground, so they are acting like if it's spring. I decided to plant them all in this area, so they're right in front of the rose there and in front of the lilac bush here. And I think it's good as a cluster and to clump it like this, that it will look good. So that's where I put the tulips. So I was able to finish plant in the tulips and the daffodils. I still have a pack of tulips to plant in, but today, right now, it is 77 degrees out here. I was saying, wow, I'm feeling very hot. And yeah, it's 77 degrees here in my New England garden in November, the 1st of November. So it's warm, but tomorrow it's going to be 57 degrees, the high. So that is going to be more normal, and we'll be able to do some more gardening out here. But right now, that's it for today. But if you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. What are you doing in your garden and how are things going for you? And if you want to see what's going on and do a walkabout from October with me, check out the videos over here. You will see, or it's over there, one of the different directions. You will see my walkabout playlist. And I really want to invite you to actually watch that, because then you'll see what's happening in Catherine's garden and home, where we grow, 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 grow together. Bye.